This idea that in ancient Japan, samurais would give their fealty to their lord, and this fealty would be of such a potent social contract that they would be required and expected at any moment to lay down their life for their lord, no matter what the cost, no matter what the situation. So this sort of like intense societal recognition, honoring of, respect for the samurai would require this internal willingness to lay down your life in any moment. And the side effect of that being that these samurai had an incredible, and increasingly more subtle and subtle experience with the present moment. Because the contemplation of your imminent and at times very likely demise or ending would force you to be incredibly aware and cognizant of everything that was occurring, to be on guard for not only your lord but yourself, as a form of honoring and really giving respect to the contract that was made between you and this person. And I've always just found this concept incredibly powerful, and increasingly so with like sort of a side effect of compassion that results from this. When you are facing another samurai that has this same social contract, there's this mutual level of like shared recognition and respect that occurs, in that you understand that this person is also tied at a very deep level to this other individual, and that their fighting of you is not a side effect of like deep animosity or hatred, but as a byproduct of a deep commitment. And I think what's really fascinating about that is when you have this mutual respect, this mutual honor, the ability to be like of a samurai to be super compassionate about the person that they're doing battle with, or ultimately succeeding against, imbues their presence with a level of objectivity. There's no longer this malice or animosity or charged emotion of negativity that can cloud the judgment and cloud the mind and the decision making, but there's this clarity of mutual compassion, mutual respect, that I think makes and amplifies the effectiveness of that person's way of living and being throughout the world. So I think these are the two concepts that are really sticking out in my mind from 10 years ago reading this thing. Hyper presence from the moment to moment commitment, and understanding that your life is very fragile or important in the life of this other person and thus your own, and the mutual compassion and neutralizing effect of when in battle with somebody or when in conflict with somebody, that they are in the same position as you, that they are equals in many ways. And I just find those concepts to help me drop any sort of animosity that I might have, or that my ego might want to project onto another person. And it allows me to see that charge and that energy serves nobody. And similarly, when I become unconscious, stepping into the moment to moment to moment presence of each second, with an understanding that through some, freak series of events, my life is a very precious thing. And I just wanted to share that with you. I think it's a very powerful concept to meditate on. It's something that has been churning in my mind the past few months, and I find it breathing a deep appreciation for life and breathing a deep calling to release any negative charge that I have towards others. And I think it would serve you well to think about and look into these things. If you're interested in learning more about kind of metaphysical, existential concepts like this, I'm going to be posting more videos about how these things tie into a way of being in your relation, in your business, in your life. And I think you might find it very fascinating. So stick with me on this channel, and I'll see you soon.